Alright guys, it's Python. Welcome back to another winhero video. Today we are gonna go over the featured KAJI that's gonna come out tomorrow together with the Summer Splash event. Of course, he's the first of the two units to come. He's the announced one. We know his coloring and type. He's gonna be a green tank, and I am on the Twitter page. This actually got posted yesterday, but I couldn't do a video on it straight away, so we did it today, as I said on yesterday's video. So yeah, he's a green tank, as we touched on it yesterday, which leaves Nire to be either a green attacker or a supporter. For me, he's gonna be an attacker, but that's besides the point. That's just my prediction. Yeah, but we have his skills today. That's what we're gonna take a look at and go over, starting off with his ult. Now, first of all, he is, before I actually start with this, he is a green tank. And in my opinion, he's lost a little bit of value just because, well, it's not like he's lost a little bit of value, but I believe you can still get for free, green tank Hiragi, right? So because Hiragi is still available to get for free, even if you don't have him, you can get him from the objective. So at the moment, he doesn't have as much value as he should, maybe. And I think that campaign continues still, even after Friday. I don't think it ends, but maybe it does, maybe it ends. And if it does, then fair enough. But even still, even after that, it's a bit tough. But let's see how good he actually is. He does have two passives. Again, they're doing another tank with two passives. They've done a lot of tanks with double passives, I believe. Actually, I don't know if it's a lot of tanks, because Togame was not a tank, it was an attacker, right? So yeah, but we have had two red tanks. He's the first green, I believe, with two passives. I could be wrong. No, he's not the first green, because Endo has two passives, so I was completely wrong on that regard. But he's the first green tank, let's say, with two passives. So let's start off with the ult first before we get into the active skills, then the passive ones. The ult grants a shield equal to 150% of the defense to all allies for 15 seconds and recovers 25% of attack to all green allies. 25% of health by the attack. Recovers health by 25% of attack. That's, Jesus Christ, that's what I meant to say. To the all green allies. Really nice. I mean, they've been getting tanks have been getting really supportive, right? They're not just thinking of themselves. Like Green Hiragi, I think, is like the best standard tank by a long shot, but he's not very. Actually, I believe his passive increases defense to all green allies, so that's a bit of a lie. But majority of his skills are for himself, and he's so good with his scene card as well. Like as far as standard characters go, he's like one of the best. But yeah, a lot of the featured characters recently have been getting really a lot of the tanks are really helpful to other units as well, and the shield to everybody is massive. So yeah, let's move on to the first passive skill. Sorry, to the first active skill, which is a buff, and it increases defense of you and your neighboring allies by 15% for 20 seconds and recovers HP by 25% of the attack. So I believe the defense increase is going to be to you and your other tank. I think that's correct, for 20 seconds. Of course, if you have him not in the front row, if you have him in the second row, then obviously that's going to work for your second row ally. I'm guessing if you have 3 tanks for whatever reason. But yeah, essentially, him and your fellow tank are gonna get a defensive increase by 15% for 20 seconds, and then recovers HP by 25 of attack. Really nice. Now, is this better than having like 30% defensive increase just for himself? I don't know. It depends, right? That's what depends on your team as well, right? Because it's like. Well, it's interesting. It's always nice having somebody that doesn't help just himself, helps the team as well. But if everybody helps themselves, right? Like if both the tanks have a 30% defensive increase, there's no need for someone to do that to both of them. But it's always nice. It's always nice to have to have it on both to help the allies. Anyways, moving on to the second skill, which is a debuff, and well, it's an attack as well. It deals 300 damage to an enemy, and then increases damage taken by 15% for 20 seconds of that opponent. And if your HP is full, it increases damage taken by an additional 20% for 90 seconds. And it only activates once, I believe, the second part, the extra 20%. That's actually really nice. That is really nice, because he obviously... actually, the shield is with his ult, isn't it? Yeah, that's interesting. It really is interesting, because you need his HP to be full. But like a 35% damage increase for at least 40 seconds, I hope you can't hear that. Is really nice. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Right, let's move on to the first passive, which is another buff. At the start of the wave, it increases your recovery amount by 15% permanently and reduces damage taken by 10% permanently. Okay, really good, decent. 10% damage reduction is a bit low, but it's still nice. With the recovery amount increase, is good. I believe his ult increased. Yeah, it healed everybody. So yeah, he can heal himself, which is really nice, and it's actually really important for the second passive, which is a debuff. So we're gonna get to that right now at level 1. At the start of the wave, increases damage taken by 10% permanently for the 2 allies in the front row, and decreases damage dealt by 15 for the 2 enemies in the middle row. Actually, that's not important for this one. It's for the scene card. I'm sorry, I messed up. So the healing is important for the scene card. But anyways, that's besides the point. Anyways, damage taken increased by 10% for the 2 in the front row, and then the damage decrease, the debuff, permanent debuff, permanent 15% damage reduction for the 2 enemies in the middle row is really nice. This makes him extremely good against multiple opponents. However, I believe that the second debuff is not gonna activate in single boss stages. I'm almost positive, right? So that's a bit of a you know, of a letdown, but for multiple opponents is actually really nice. So you're gonna have to know when to use it. You have to know his strengths, and his strengths are, because of that second passive, of course, multiple opponent stages. Right, the scene card now is an effect that only activates when you recover HP. So when you receive an HP recovery, activates for 3 seconds. Give yourself and 1 ally with the lowest HP, including yourself, a shield equal to 75% of your defensive power for 30 seconds. Really good, really nice. Of course, you can get this from the event. Whenever the event drops, you can get it for free from the point shop. It looks sick, the art is awesome, and it's a good effect. It's an interesting effect. I mean, it does have a requirement, which some scene cards don't even have a requirement. They just give you a permanent shield, or like a shield as soon as the battle starts or whatever. Not a permanent shield, that'd be broken, but you know what I mean. Like it's interesting. It's good. And oh, actually, it reactivates for 3 seconds. Right. So this is actually not once. I had overlooked that. This is not once. This activates every 3 seconds. So if you got a support that can just pump out heals, this is actually really good. It's gonna be interesting to see that. I think like there's not a green Nita, because Nita usually just heals like crazy. Like the red one, the SS rank one, the yellow one as well, the SS rank one. I mean, look, maybe Nita is gonna be a support. Maybe the green Nita is gonna be a support that just heals non-stop. That's gonna be interesting. And then they can work together with the scene card, because this scene card seems really good. Because if you can just heal and heal and heal and just put up shields, very good. It's 75% of defense as well, which is really nice. And it's 30 seconds, which is quite a long amount of time. So the scene card is actually really good if you know how to use it and if you actually build your team correctly. The scene card's really good, but yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, overall, I would say, as far as green tanks go, green tanks are a bit, you know, there's very few of them. Of course, Togame, the event Togame, made a return a couple of weeks back with Tomiyama, so you know, maybe some people have got them from that. Hiragi is really good, and I also think that the standard Togame, like the A rank Togame, the green one, obviously the green one because that's what we're talking about, is actually really good. And if you get his scene card as well, like he's actually like a solid green tank. So I would say if you're free to play and Kaji is not one of your favorite characters, don't go for him. That being said, he would be an improvement on the A rank Togame, of course he would be. And as I said, it's always nice to have somebody that helps the allies as much as he does. So he's actually really, really good, and in multiple opponent stages he excels. So yeah, it's really interesting. For me, I don't know, to be honest with you. He doesn't seem broken, but he does seem really, really good. Like he seems like the level where event characters are at. They're always like high tier characters. They're always good. There's very few like bad ones, if any. I don't think there are any bad ones. I think the last not great one, I believe, or the worst one, I believe was a Kaji, was the yellow Kaji, I believe, the yellow tank Kaji, which was still pretty good, right? But as far as the event level goes, anyways, that's it from me for today. And yeah, the event starts tomorrow. Maybe we'll take a look at that and the event scene card and everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.